Hello, everyone. You're welcome today to another insightful interview from the stables of the ECPG publications team. And in our newsletter for this month, we're taking a focus on hospital pharmacy practice in various regions of the world. And today we have one of the foremost pharmacists, practicing pharmacists from Nigeria, who is by name pharmacist Stephen Chubiyojo. He is an assistant director of pharmaceutical services in the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital, Gwagwalada, Abuja. He is also a fellow of the Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. He specializes in drug production and quality control. He's also a foremost researcher in the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital, who is involved in the training of intern pharmacists. He's a lifelong learner, a manager per excellence, who also likes to lead a simple life. Join me once again in welcoming pharmacist Stephen Chubiyojo to
Thank
the
you very
platform.
much. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And today I am your interviewer, Emily Sika, and I am also the FIP ECPG Publications Team Coordinator. So you're welcome again, sir. We're very honored to have you with us
Pharmacist Emily,
today.
it's nice to have you too on
The
the
pleasure is
program.
all mine, sir.
Thank you.
So we would like to ask you a few questions bordering around your professional journey and leadership, research, specialization, the mentorship and training program you conduct, and also your personal philosophy and lifestyle. So you'll do us the honor to answer the few questions we have.
All right.
So, sir, could you please share with us your journey to becoming the Assistant Director of Pharmaceutical Services at the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital?
Yeah, the journey was a very tedious one. I won't say it's simple. And being a pharmacist, I have inclination to do clinical pharmacy all along. And then being in the hospital has been a great pleasure. Having to, navigate the four walls of the hospital, uh, providing pharmaceutical care to patients, and training to interns all over all these years. You start as a PO1,
Okay.
and then you keep rising along the cadre. And then, funnily, in my career, I've been chief pharmacist for 8 years.
Wow.
Because for one reason or the other, there was no promotion for like 8 years.
Okay.
And I've been assistant director for like 7 years. So you discover that in civil service, it happens. It
Okay.
happens.
Okay.
So in that process, you your mates, your own mate can become your director, and you're answerable to your mate. But
Okay.
because of your love for the job, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are fulfilled giving the pharmaceutical care. Because even as a director, what do? You still give pharmaceutical care to your patients. You manage the personnel, that is the pharmacist. And in all that, whether you are at the top as the director, the substantive director, or you are as assistant director or deputy director, you will still be doing your job.
Mm.
You'll still be doing your job. So getting to be assistant director, I consider it a very great privilege, because not everybody who started the job is alive to even become assistant director. So I thank God that I am an assistant director today.
All right. So one key take home for everyone watching this today is that your passion will keep you moving even when things are not going the way you had initially planned. So passion for the job is very important.
It's
Thank
key.
you very much, sir, for that.
Thank you.
So we'd also like to find out what inspired your specialization in drug production and quality control, which is more or less like something you would find in the industrial sector. But as a hospital pharmacist, you somehow still specialize in that aspect. So why specializing in production and quality control of drugs, sir?
I've been a clinical pharmacist since I graduated. and I've been working in the general hospitals at state level. And at state level, you are the HOD of pharmacy in your general hospital. Largely, that is what you will find.
Okay.
And in those hospitals, being the only pharmacist, I've been able to initiate clinical ward round,
Mm.
and working with the doctors was a great pleasure. I've not had issues with the doctors I worked with, and most of them were very cooperative. So we go ward round. Certainly, it was not daily, but as often as it's possible, I was on ward round with them, and that helped to have good clinical interaction with the doctor and offering pharmaceutical care to the patients.
Okay.
That made it very easy. So when I went to the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists and I was looking out for specialization, I looked at the clinical pharmacy. I said, this is what I've been doing.
Okay.
This is what I will continue to do. And then being a clinical pharmacist, what you require is you keep reading. Read more, read more. As you read
Mm.
more per patient, you will do well as a clinical pharmacist. And then when you see new disease condition, you read about the disease condition, you read about the drugs, then you will do well in counseling and attending to your patients. So which is my practice. So even when I see new drugs, even at general hospital, you can be sure that the new drugs we see at general hospital were not as much as the new drugs we see in teaching hospital. But because of my reading pattern, when I transfer my service to the teaching hospital, it was not strange. I was able to cope with the volume of new drugs I was meeting because of the personal reading pattern I had.
Okay.
And I was, even when I had pharmacists who were working in the teaching hospital before I joined them at the teaching hospital, I still was the first to initiate ward round in
Okay.
the teaching hospital, the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital. And so when the time the need for specialization came, I said, no, I know what to do to stay on top as a clinical pharmacist. And then let me learn a little more about drug production and quality control. Knowing that in this system, we need mini production to sustain the system. As pharmacists, we can make our impact by bringing in our core specialization, which is drug production and quality control. So that is what stimulated my choosing drug production and quality control.
Okay.
I wanted to capture a new grounds within the clinical system with that specialization, which actually is not totally off the track because we have our initial role of producing using the galenicals to you know, compound mixed magnesium trisilicate, mixed phosphate, and all those sickle syrup, vitamin C, those simple preparations. It's what we were doing, and I was looking forward to see how that can continue and be sustained at the teaching hospital level.
Oh, that's very impressive, sir. So, as early career pharmacists, one thing we can take from this is that to be on top of our game, we have to be willing to learn new things every day. Sometimes be willing to go beyond your field, just as he did by incorporating drug production and quality control into clinical pharmacy practice. Thank you once again, sir. So our next question for you, sir, would like to know, as a fellow of the Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, what key milestones would you say you have achieved within the years that you would like to share with early career pharmacists?
As a fellow of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, there is this confidence that being a fellow of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists will give you.
Okay.
One gives you confidence, another gives you authority. You assert authority.
Mm.
You assert authority as a fellow of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, and now I can confidently take my students, my younger pharmacists, on ward round as a fellow because I know within the four walls of the hospital what is needed to lead a clinical ward round. And also, as a fellow of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacy, specialized in drug production, I know that the minimum that is expected of me is producing normal saline. distilled water for injection in the hospital. And given the opportunity, that's what I would do without blinking, batting an eyelid. So now, I said that is the minimum, but we're able to start with producing liquid soap, antiseptics, bleach, methylated spirits, and so many other things for the hospital. We thank God for the CMD who gave approval for all that. So, and given more opportunities, we can go on to produce our distilled water for injection. We can produce normal saline in IV fluids, the full range of IV fluids, if they have government support. We can.
All right. Okay, that's very interesting, sir. Thank you for that. So the next question is, we'd like to know, amongst your various research works that you've carried out over the years, which of them is most memorable for you that you would like to share with us?
When we were to produce hyperzone, no, UAT zone, that's our bleach hypo, this bleaching agent that we use to wash the hospital, the cleaning agent. When we were to produce it, we looked at the formula closely. We had to design the formula based on the raw material available in the market.
Okay.
And then after designing that, we started using it. But at a point, we said, okay, let us check the quality of this product that we have designed. So we had to compare it with benchmark products like bleach, like jig. We have jig, we have hypo, and we have parazone. Yes. So we have to compare it with the benchmark products. We have the double strength UAT zone, which is our own bleach, and we have the single strength UAT zone. We used our single strength to compare with the commonly produced products in the market.
Okay.
And we discovered that using minimum zone of inhibition, microbial test, we discovered that our single strength favorably competed with all the ones in the market, even to the sixth dilution.
Wow.
Into the sixth dilution. Serial dilution, first serial dilution, second serial dilution, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And it's from the eighth serial dilution that we discovered that we had bacterial growth. And that was common with the other ones in the market. That was our single strength. So if we had used our double strength, it means even up to the 10th serial dilution, it would have been inhibiting microorganisms, while the other one from the market wouldn't have been able to continue to inhibit microorganisms. So that double strength was prepared for theater and O&G. Because of the blood, the volume of blood they have to deal with, for instant disinfection and control of odor.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. So we can see how your work as a researcher directly impacts your work as a pharmacist, because you're able to solve a very critical problem in the hospital using the researches that you have carried out. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
So the next question, would also like to find out from you what challenges you have encountered in your field. I know you just shared with us one, but do you have other challenges you have in your field as a hospital pharmacist and also as a researcher? Is there any challenge that?
Yes, we have many challenges, but we have learned not to allow challenge to stop us from doing what we are doing. When we started producing liquid soap, there was no equipment whatsoever. There was no stirring machine, there was no mixing bowl. We had to look for one drum like that. We use a wooden stick to stir as our stirrer. And my deputy director, pharmacist Garuba, when he discovered we are tired, he will come and collect the wood from us and stir by himself. It was a challenge. After the second production, we approached the management and they graciously approved money for us to buy the stirring machine. So we didn't start with a stirring machine, but today we have a stirring machine. We have a mixing drum, like we prefer to call it mixing tank. We have a mixing tank right now that we use to produce our liquid soap. So that was a challenge, and we use determination to overcome that.
So the key word here for every early career pharmacist is tenacity and determination. So even when you don't have everything you need in your profession, in your career at your disposal, sometimes it's necessary for you to improvise, and it's necessary for you to be determined to achieve your needed results until things fall into place as you would want.
That's
So
true.
thank you very much, sir, for
It's a
that once
pleasure.
again.
Thank you.
Right now, I would also want to ask you a more generic question based on the zone. That means the geographical zone where we find ourselves in as Nigerians, as professionals in Nigeria. So, how do you see pharmacy practice, the trend of pharmacy practice in Nigeria? How would you say it is currently? What are the challenges? What are aspirations? What solutions would you also prefer?
This zone. Well, the funny thing about pharmacy practice is, apart from the southwest,
Okay,
where we have a lot of pharmaceutical companies, every other zone across the country, we don't have enough pharmaceutical companies. But looking at the clinical area,
okay,
our challenges are the same
okay,
all over the country. It's not just restricted to this zone. For instance, you will have we are operating currently what we call the satellite pharmacy system.
okay,
Then the satellite pharmacy system, you only have a place where you keep your drug. The pharmacist does not have an office, and when it's time for call, the resident pharmacist or the interns that are doing call will have to sleep inside inside the dispensary hall,
mm,
which is not good enough, which is not good enough at all. I think that going forward, we should be able to ensure that we have a call room attached to our satellite pharmacy. We have an office for the pharmacist attached to the satellite pharmacy, which is a drive I have started working on, that will have a standard design that should be approved by Pharmacy Council and then presented to um, the Federal Ministry of Health, that this is the standard design for pharmacist office, satellite pharmacy office across the country. It's a big challenge, and I'm looking forward to the day that we'll be able to overcome it.
all right, sir. Thank you very much for
Thank
that.
you. So, as we are saying, in line with the question you asked, you discover that we have a very big challenge in line with our office design. The call room, there is no call room, there is no office for the pharmacist. So when it's time for call, the dispensing hall is where the pharmacist will have to put a couch and sleep to be dispensing drug and counseling patients, you know, during his call duty, which is not very healthy. This is not very healthy. So, in line with this, there is a drive that we have set up right now. We have designed a standard satellite call room, a standard satellite pharmacy unit that contains the dispensing hall, the pharmacist office, and the call room. And our intention is to have PSN approve it. We'll go through the Pharmacy Council to the Ministry of Health so that this can be gazetted and ensure that every new hospital that we build will carry that design, while we work on the old ones to improve on their current design. Yes.
All right, I'm very much motivated by a level of innovation and initiatives, I must confess,
Thank you.
because um, unfortunately, many of us here are used to the status quo, but it is good to see someone who can identify a problem and then bring solutions to it, which is something that every early career pharmacist out there should imbibe. Um, Next question would be regarding mentorship and training. As someone involved in the training of intern pharmacists and even student pharmacists, what key lessons or values do you emphasize in their development? What would you identify as the most important thing they should incorporate in their profession?
One, There must be passion. If you have chosen to be a pharmacist, put all your passion into this career because it has a lot to offer you in the process of time. There must be tenacity. Joyce Meyer call it stick to itiveness. Stick to itiveness. Just stick to it. Stick to it. Stick to it. That's tenacity. And the more you stick to it, the more it becomes simple. The complexity, you unravel the complexity. You'll be able to navigate the maze of pharmaceutical practice if you stay at it. So for the younger ones, I want to let them know that if you look at the whole bulk of pharmacy practice, it might look complex. But when you have passion, narrow it down to the area you have passion. Don't attempt to do everything. If you like community pharmacy practice, go for community pharmacy practice. If you like academy, go for academy. Even if from the beginning the money is not there, go for academy. I bet you when you get to the top, you'll make all the money. You make all the money. Even if you have read sweeping, it's your passion that will make you become rich through sweeping.
Yes.
You can become the sweeper. So let alone become a professional like being a pharmacist.
Yes, sir.
If you are passionate, people will throw money at you, no matter where you are. Either you're in research, academy, journalism, pharmacy journalism. What you are doing now is pharmacy journalism. So we have wide coverage. So the young pharmacists should look at, they should be passionate, they should be tenacious, and keep reading, keep learning. You learn, you unlearn, you relearn. So because we need to unlearn what is wrong. When I went to school, we didn't use computer. We didn't use computer. Our lectures were hard copy. But these days, my daughter, where is your note? They say PDF, PDF, PDF. Everything is PDF now. So we have to learn that.
Yes, sir.
Even all the online courses I'm doing now, they are PDF, PDF. So
Yes,
I have learned that.
Yes, sir.
Then we have to unlearn certain things. We have to unlearn certain things. Sometimes those days when we went to school, you don't listen to music when you are reading. But we have these days, you see people listening to music and yet they are reading. So if that gives you a better assimilation process, you have to relearn that. So these are those things. So if the younger ones can look at these 3, 4, 5 things I've mentioned, I'm sure the sky will be their starting point.
Okay. So for early career pharmacists watching this right now, 3 things you should take from what he has said now is stick to itiveness. That means you should remain on the job. You should stick to it to unravel the maze. With time, things will become clearer. And then the second is passion. You should not do anything you do not have a passion in. Even in the field of pharmacy, we know that it's a very vast field. There is community pharmacy, there is hospital pharmacy, etc. So whatever passion, whatever field you decide to be in, at the end of the day, you should be passionate about it. And then finally, I think it's tenacity, right? Tenacity. So it's very important for you to be dogged about what you are doing, even if at the beginning the profits are not yet yielding. Tenacity is very important for you to get to the point where you begin to reap your rewards. So that's very vital for us to learn today. So, sir, finally, we'll be taking a look at your personal philosophy and lifestyle, because you described yourself as a lifelong learner and a manager per excellence and someone who likes to lead a simple lifestyle. So, how do you balance your professional growth with personal development, sir?
Yeah, they run hand in hand. It's concurrently. Um, you know, Personal growth, career growth, we drive all that from some from the home front, some from the professional point of view. If you can't manage your home, then it will be difficult for you to manage people outside. That's the way I see it. I have a very simple philosophy in my relationship with my wife because they are the first set of people I manage, my wife and my children. So I believe that I should lead by example. If I want them to get up on time, I should be able to get up on time. And sometimes I read in the night.
Mm.
And those that are writing exam and wait, we get up and read. I'm not behaving like a student that has exam. Because those days when I have exam, I don't sleep. So I can't see them sleeping during the exam. It looks strange.
Yes, sir.
Though I know people are different. There is one that behaves like me, even if he's in the toilet, she carries book. Because I carry my book everywhere I went and all that. But it was later I discovered that some are genius. They don't read much, but they produce results. I had to go to my son's school one day. This boy doesn't read. He doesn't read. I'm not so much concerned about the result, but I'm concerned he's not reading. The teacher said, leave it to, he's one of our best students. Hey, so because I'm not just so impressed about the results. If he does well academically, but I felt that since he's not reading, how does he get the results? How did he get these marks? The teacher said, no, he's good. He's good. I said, fine. So, but we try to still drive them to read, because if you read more, you will actually do better. Then you look at managing people in the career system. You see, respect is earned in the same way. When you lead people with example, you replicate yourself.
Yes, sir.
But when you are bossy, they may tell you yes sir, yes sir, but nobody is actually following you. So a leader is known when you turn back and you see people lying behind you, you're a leader. But when you turn back and you see no one behind you, you are not a leader. So I can confidently say I see a lot of people behind me. Remotely, physically, online, I see people behind me. So I know that by that I've actually impacted on some people in one way or the other. In a very simple way.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I think you have answered that question perfectly. So, finally, in conclusion, what last words do you have for early career pharmacists all over the world? Because we don't just have people, it's not only people in Nigeria watching this right now, people from all over the world are watching. So,
Yeah.
what is your last word of advice for them?
Oh, for the early career pharmacists, we are looking at the leaders of tomorrow. We are looking at the people that are going to do the innovations. We are looking at the young innovators. We are looking at the people that there is a word I'm looking for. We are looking at the people that will operate outside. They will think outside the basket. So I know that for the young pharmacists out there, we want you to know that you can do better than us. Whatever a pharmacist has achieved thus far, you can achieve better. Ensure you start early. Starting early, I mean, focus on your area of desire. Follow your passion. Your passion might be rare, your passion might be new, but follow that passion. We have a pharmacist in the US who is into developing technological devices for pharmaceutical practice. He had designed using the infrared technology a quality control machine. And I think he's been doing a lot on that line. That's a pharmacist that is combining technology and making impact. He's not producing drug, he's not in the hospital, but he's making impact. I know a pharmacist who lifetime he has never been in the clinic, he has never been in the hospital, he has never been in the industry, he has never been in the classroom, but he's into pharmacy journalism. Pharmacist Ifeanyi Atuyi is a mentor of mine, and he has been doing very well also. That's pharmacy journalism. So wherever your passion is leading you, stay at it. Stay at it. You might be a new pharmacist that is coming into hospital practice with pharmacy journalism. You stay in the hospital and you'll be publishing what is happening and the research that is going on within the hospital. It might be a new passion. I'm sure I'm speaking to someone right now. So the young people know that we have fought this battle, we have come to the level where we are, and know that you don't have a limit. Don't stop at masters, get your PhD even if you're in the hospital, even if you're in the industry. Because what gives us authority to negotiate when it's time for negotiation, it's your qualification, your audacity. The more qualified you are, the more audacious you become. So we want the young pharmacists to know that even the leadership of the hospital, the pharmacist can one day become the CMD of the hospital if we have good input in our training and in our upbringing. So thank you.
So there you have it from the horse's mouth. Our elders have done really great in this profession, but we have it in us to do even better. So we have to incorporate passion, tenacity, and excellence in what we do so we can break those grounds that we seek to break. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring our invitation today. It was both delightful and insightful listening to your wise words. Until next time, when we have the opportunity to hearing from you
So
again.
thank you very much, Early Pharmacist Group. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
sir.
Pharmacist Emily.
So goodbye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.